stop signal you're actually full, but it doesn't feel that way. So you take another bite, then another, and then you end up stuffed, sluggish, and frustrated with yourself. Want to know why? It's not a lack of willpower, it's not even your portion size, it's something so small, almost no one talks about it, yet it makes all the difference between eating until you're satisfied or always eating too much. In my work helping people reconnect with their bodies, I've discovered one subtle shift during meals that can totally change the way we experience hunger. There's a simple trick during meals that switches your body's fullness signal on, almost like flipping a switch. When you use it right, you eat around 30% less, effortlessly, no willpower, no feeling of missing out. The strange thing is, almost everyone gets it wrong. I did too, for years, and I kept wondering why I was always overeating. Here's the real issue. Your body needs time to realize it's full, more time than most people ever give their meals. Picture this. You sit down for lunch, pasta with sauce, or a schnitzel with potatoes. You're hungry. So you dig in, fork in, chew, swallow, next bite. Just like we all do when we're hungry or in a rush. And that's exactly the problem. Your body has a complex system designed to tell you when you've had enough. But that system only works under one condition. If that condition isn't met, your feeling of fullness never kicks in. You know how that ends. You eat and eat but never feel satisfied. You think, I should be full by now, but the signal just doesn't come. So you keep eating. And then comes the crash. You're stuffed, tired, and frustrated. And again, it's not about willpower. You're not weak. You're not greedy. Almost no one knows how to activate their body's natural fullness system. At first I thought maybe some people just didn't have a satiety switch. But once I understood what really happens in the body when we eat the right way, everything made sense. This is how it often feels for the people I work with. They finish a meal and still feel hungry. Not just craving, but real hunger, as if they hadn't eaten. Others look at them confused. Didn't you just eat 2 full plates? But somehow the body didn't register it. The trickiest part, you blame yourself. You think other people just have more discipline. You tell yourself, why can't I just stop when I've had enough? But the truth is, you never got the signal that it was enough. It's like driving a car without a working fuel gauge. You drive and drive until the tank's empty, or in our case, until you're overstuffed. And there's another layer to this. After overeating, you beat yourself up. You promise to eat less next time. You try to resist, but it doesn't work because the problem isn't in your mind. It's in your body, more precisely in how you eat. If you want more tips like this that actually work, hit subscribe. It's free and your belly will thank you. Most diets tell you to eat smaller portions. They say, just eat less. But if your fullness system isn't working, smaller portions just leave you constantly hungry. No wonder so many diets fail. What we need isn't more discipline. What we need is a working satiety system. And that's where this one trick comes in. But before I tell you how it works, let me explain why your fullness signal often doesn't show up and what's going wrong inside your body. Here's the deal. Your body has 2 systems to tell you, I'm full. The first is mechanical. Your stomach stretches and sends a signal. The second is hormonal. Your gut releases special hormones while you eat. And here's where it gets interesting. These hormones, called CCK and GLP-1, don't worry, you don't need to memorize the names, are your body's natural messengers of fullness. But here's the catch. They're only released if your digestive system has enough time to recognize and process your food. And this is where most people go wrong. We eat too fast. When you eat quickly, your food basically bypasses the system that triggers these hormones. It's like running past a sensor that's supposed to scan you. It doesn't catch you in time. The trick I'm about to share makes sure these hormones are activated properly. And here's the best part. You don't have to eat less. You just have to eat differently. It's all in how you chew. Yes, chewing, it sounds simple, but there's real science behind it. When you chew properly, and by properly, I mean much more often and mindfully than usual, several things happen in your body. First, your digestive system gets the heads up. Food is coming. It starts hormone production. Second, you give your body the time it needs to release those fullness hormones and send them to your brain. Third, you slow down automatically, which means the hormones actually arrive before you've overeaten. And here's the game changer. The magic number is 20. Chew every bite 20 times. That's the trick. I know, it sounds extreme. The first time I heard it, I thought, who has time for that? But I tried it. And I was amazed. After just 1 week, I was naturally eating 30% smaller portions. Not because I held back, but because I was simply full sooner. The fullness signal finally arrived, on time. Why does it work so well? Because when you chew 20 times, multiple systems kick in, all working together like an orchestra. First, after 15 to 20 minutes, those hormones CCK and GLP-1 finally reach your brain and say, stop, that's enough. but only if you took the time to chew and eat slowly enough. Second, chewing breaks down food more effectively, so your stomach has less work to do and nutrients are absorbed faster. This enhances the hormone release even more. Third, you develop a completely new awareness of your food. You actually taste it. You sense when it's enough. It's like finding a switch inside you that's been off for years. This works especially well with carb-heavy meals like pasta, rice, or bread, the things we usually wolf down without chewing properly. That's when eating slowly becomes most powerful. So how do you do it in real life? Because chewing 20 times sounds like a lot. Here are some practical tips to make it a habit. Don't start with every meal. Pick one where you're not rushed or distracted. Not breakfast on a busy weekday, not lunch in a noisy cafeteria. Try dinner at home, or lunch on a quiet weekend, a moment when no one's watching or rushing you. For the first few days, actually count 1, 2, 3, up to 20. It'll feel awkward, but you'll develop a feel for it. After about a week, you won't need to count anymore. You'll naturally chew longer and more mindfully. Another tip, put your utensils down after every 3 or 4 bites. Take a breath. This helps you not fall back into old patterns. And if you're interested, we've got playlists with the best videos on weight loss without hunger. The link's below the video. One last trick, if you notice yourself speeding up again, imagine someone's watching you. Sounds silly, but it works. We naturally eat slower and more consciously when we feel observed. The beauty of this method, you don't give up anything. You eat the same food as before, just differently. And after a few weeks, you'll notice, you don't want to eat as much as you used to. Your body's fullness system is back online. Sometimes it's the simplest things that make the biggest difference. 20 chews per bite. It costs you nothing. It takes just a few more minutes. And your body rewards you with a natural feeling of satisfaction. Try it for a week. Pick one quiet meal. Count your chews. You'll be amazed how quickly your eating habits change and how much less you eat without even trying. If this video helped, leave a thumbs up and let us know. Do you also struggle to feel full sometimes? Type yes or no in the comments. I'm curious. And share this with a belly friend who needs to hear it. In the next video, I'll show you a simple morning move that fires up your fat burning from the moment you wake up. You won't miss it if you subscribe and turn on the bell.